Welcome to another Elite Audio video, and this is part 3 of 3 of our 2023 awards. In this final video I will be revealing the last set of products to win an award, explaining why they genuinely deserve to be in the spotlight, and equally hear all the sighs of relief from you that this is indeed the last in our awards. But I promise you that these products are no less deserving than those that have been highlighted in our last 2 videos. So if you want to find out what these products are, please stay tuned. All is about to be revealed. So I think for many of you the path to Mordor was slightly less demanding or indeed lengthy as has been our annual awards 2023, but I have to say that for me personally, being able to share these with you is an absolute privilege, because there is no doubt whatsoever that these products in our portfolio thoroughly deserve the awards that they have won, and for very good reason. They are truly standout components. So without any further ado, let us go straight into the first award, which is the best streamer up to £1,500 or under £1,500. And that award goes to the Eversolo DMP A6 Master Edition. Now, if you've watched our previous videos, you will know that this differentiates from the standard A6 for a couple of very important reasons. Firstly, the Master Edition has vastly improved op amps, and secondly, the higher specification femto clocks, which gives a much better and more precise sound, and that also applies even if you're using it as a transport only, which is a question that we get asked many times. What can we say about the A6 Master Edition that's not been said in lots of glowing reviews worldwide? It's truly a standout product. It offers exceptional value for money. The app is properly developed, easy to use and reliable. It's very intuitive. You've got things like digital filters built in, so you can tune the sound precisely to your own taste. And for those interested in DSD multi-channel output, then the A6 covers that base as well. And it is also a fully balanced audio device. Now, for me personally, I think this deserves it for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, it does indeed perform above its price point. I think the build quality for its price is absolutely exceptional. The engineering that's gone into it, again, excels in all areas. There is no aspect of this device that won't impress you. So quite honestly, there is no more, I would say, befitting award for this product than giving it this award as our best streamer under £1,500, the Eversolo DMP A6 Master Edition. So a very prominent switch now into the analog domain, and this is the award for the best cartridge under £1,500. Now, I have to say that this cartridge range, in my opinion, are some of the best Japanese made cartridges on the market, and this is no exception. And this award goes to the Hana ML. Now, there's a lot of key features on this cartridge. I think first of all, even if you just look at how it is constructed, it is so beautifully made. I mean, it has a Derlin body, and it's also got a brass cap on it, which, or the base is probably its correct wording. And you can see that even just that is so beautifully constructed. It's a low output moving coil cartridge. It has a nude diamond Shibata stylus. It picked up, and very deservedly so, lots of different awards. In particular, StereoNet gave it their highest award, which is their Applause Award. Now, I want to just talk about one of the key design features of this cartridge, which I feel is one of the most important aspects of its technical design that make this such a good performer. And it actually comes to how the stylus tip is designed. Now, it's called a microline. Stylus tip is where ML comes from. Now, what that means, it's a much closer match, almost identical match to the cutting head of the mastering lathe on vinyl, which in essence will translate to much greater detail retrieval and overall better dynamics. Now, as most of you know, that most styluses have an elliptical tip, and therefore they will not perform as well as the HANA ML will. That all said, it's just an amazing cartridge. The separation, the channel separation is exceptional. It's got an unbelievably low noise floor, low noise floor, that's easy for me to say. And most importantly, it just gives such a balanced tonal presentation. Now, I would say probably one of the most fiercely competitive markets is the moving coil cartridge market around this price point, and there are many to choose from lots of well-known brands. But I truly believe that the way they have designed the profile of the stylus is one of the key elements that give this an incredible performance advantage over its competitors. We have supplied literally hundreds of these over the years, and I can't think of a single occasion where the feedback hasn't been beyond the expectations, and that again speaks volumes for how good this cartridge is. So quite honestly, if you are in the market for a cartridge around this price point, I honestly can't think of anything that will beat it in any respect. It's incredible value for money. It's beautifully well constructed and built. It looks great. I know aesthetics in a cartridge aren't overly important, but most importantly, the sound will leave you genuinely wanting for more. So a very well-deserved award. Congratulations to HANA for building something so truly remarkable, and it easily wins our Best Cartridge Under £1,500 award. So we stay firmly in the analogue domain for our next award, and this is for the Best Phono Stage Under £1,500. Now, you will all be familiar with this brand. They have been around for a very long time, but there's one or two standout features on this phono stage, and I've been living with one of these for the last few months, and it has never failed to impress, and that is the Project PhonoBox RS2 fully balanced device. Now, one of the things that I love about these types of phono stages, and that is phono stages that have on-the-fly adjustments, is that you can very quickly and very easily, which dip switches on most phono stages aren't the most easy to work at times, and if you've got pretty sort of thick fingers like I do, adjusting these and making it accurate or getting it the switch in the right position can sometimes be problematic. So straight away, any device, and I can think of things like the Cyrus Phono Signature also allows adjustments on the fly, but I think the Project does it in a much more intuitive way. It's a fully balanced phono stage, so if you have that option on your turntable, then this will take full advantage of the fact that you're maximizing straight away the performance of your cartridge. Now, it's not all, not everything is about one specific feature, but when you start to culminate feature after feature after feature that brings audible sound improvements, then you know for certain that this is doing something very special. I noticed in the Stereophile review they spoke about the fact that there is a near complete reduction of power supply background noise and hum, and I would attest to that fact. In my own system, it ran completely silently. I could turn the volume up to almost full, and all I heard was background hiss when you get to that maximum kind of volume level. Not I'd recommend it, because any noise that then is brought into the circuit at that point could do significant damage to your loudspeakers and or amplifier. But one of the things that I think is important, which most phono stages don't have, is a balance control. Now you might think, what do I need that for? My system is, the left-right channels are absolutely fine. But there are very few cartridges where the left and right outputs are absolutely identical. And you can read lots of reviews, none are absolutely 100% the same. So having the ability to control the balance is, I think, an important feature, and certainly the project does that. It also gives you the option to choose the actual profile output to RIAA or Decca. Now Decca has its advantages. It removes almost the top frequency, or it smooths it off quite significantly, and that sort of top octave, if you've got a really particularly bright recording, switching to the Decca setting can certainly make it more listenable. But it's primarily designed for the original Decca recordings, and in particular classical recordings that were recorded using the Decca profile. So there's a lot of flexibility in this phono stage, and personally I can't fault it. I think it's a great value for money device. It's very easy to use, and it's very easy to dial in your cartridge perfectly with this phono stage. So for me personally, I don't know of a better phono stage at this price point, hence it picks up our annual award for the best phono stage under £1,500. Congratulations to Project and Ralph at Henley Design, who are the UK distributor for this particular brand. If you've never met Ralph Ward, he's one of the nicest people you'll meet in this industry. He will offer so much help and support for you as an analog lover. He himself is big into his analog setup, and he's one of the most gifted and skilled turntable, I would say, tweakers that I have ever come across. His attention to detail, he just has a skill. It's like an intuition he has about turntables and how to set them up, and it was he that introduced me to this phono stage, so thank you for that. A great introduction and a fantastic product. Okay, we move more into the powerful arenas of audio, and that is power amplifiers. And this award is for the best power amplifier under £10,000. Now, if you've watched our previous editions of this award series, you will know that I have spoken previously about Electrcompaniet and the fact that they designed the original Nemo amplifier monoblocks to power the B&W Nautilus loudspeakers, because they presented a load, an impedance load, that for most amplifiers was simply too difficult to remain stable, and hence they literally blew up a number of amplifiers in the process. And this is where the original Nemo amplifiers came from, amplifiers that were stable at exceptionally low impedances. So this leads me on to a power amplifier in the Electrcompaniet range, and that is the AW250R. Instantly recognizable as an Electrcompaniet device. The styling matches all of those within the Electrcompaniet range. But the thing that I absolutely love about Electrcompaniet products is their over-engineering, and particularly on their amplifiers. Now, I can't think of many amplifiers, if any, that are stable at a 1 ohm load. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are going to get straight on your keyboard and mesh and say, oh, but this amplifier is, and this amplifier is, and that may well be the case. But in general mainstream amplification, you present an amplifier with a 1 ohm load over any period of time, and you will be literally running for your fire extinguisher, because your amplifier is 100% going to refused point blank to do anything other than give up the ghost and explode its internals all over your living room ceiling. So what is fascinating about this, and I think it was at the, I think possibly it's the Stereophile review, but it may well have been the StereoNet review. In fact, it may well have been David Price's StereoNet review, where he tested it at 1 ohm and it produces 1.1 kilowatts of power at that impedance, and it is completely stable. Now, you can't overstate how incredibly well engineered an amplifier must be to maintain stability with such a demanding impedance level. Now it's normally 250 watts into 8 ohms, and that is more power than most people will ever need. But the fact that you know that it's not going to lose headroom as the demands on the amplifier increase gives you a great deal of confidence. Now, part of this is to do with their floating transformer technology, which is unique to Electrcompaniet, and that just means that, again, at lower impedance, the supply can still deliver the current that's necessary to maintain stability. I mean, most other amps, you know, they run out of breath once you get to 2 ohms. You're getting into, this is potentially life-threatening to my amplifier territory. And again, I cannot overstate how incredibly well engineered this amp is. So it's not just always about the power and the stability, because there are so many other elements that make a great amplifier. I would thoroughly recommend that you read the StereoNet review written by David Price. I'll put a link to that in the video description on our YouTube channel so you can read it for yourself. But this just shows how worthy of this award this amplifier is. It gives you that kind of front row seat in your recording, so you're not kind of peering from the sort of back of the auditorium to see what's going on that a lot of amplifiers tend to do. This is really putting you at the heart of how the artist intended you to hear the music recording itself. The high frequencies are beautifully smooth but never rolled off, so the microdynamics and detail 100% are there. The low frequency grip control is visceral, so again, you know this amplifier is going to control your loudspeaker, literally. And in fact, it's like, I'll take a quote from the David Price review. He said, like an Alsatian shaking a rag doll as a good example. In other words, there isn't a loudspeaker that this amp won't control beautifully, but it does so in such a musical way. It's not heavy-handed in its approach, where it sounds clumsy or, I would say, unrefined. It is beautifully refined, inherently musical, and it just puts a smile on my face every time I listen to this amplifier. So again, to Lasse and his team at Electrcompaniet, 100% kudos to you guys for continuously bringing out these incredible hi-fi devices. And as I've said before, they never bring anything to market unless they have thoroughly tested it to destruction, which is why they have the most impeccable reliability record of any hi-fi manufacturer. If you want to sample Electrcompaniet for yourself, we will be exhibiting at the Bristol show, which I mentioned in our last videos. I'll bring the details up on screen so you can see the dates. We will have a full Electrcompaniet setup with a UK first, where we will be showing the brand new AW300R monos that have been developed from the new launch last year of the AW800 monoblock, which replaced the Nemo before. The AW800 is also a stereo power amplifier, or you can bridge it mono, hence you can get 800 watts, which is a staggering amount of power. Anyway, a very easy award for the Electrcompaniet. I love their products, you can probably tell that. They are, again, they're so easy to introduce into your audio system. I can't think of anybody, again, that's tried one of these and not been absolutely over impressed, exceeding their expectations. Feedback, it's just remarkable. Congratulations, well won award and a worthy inclusion in our 2023 awards. Okay, a quick change of direction now, and we head into the headphone category. And this award is for the best headphones under £1,500. Now, if there is ever an oversaturated part of hi-fi products, it is without doubt the headphone market. I think a new headphone manufacturer appears every single week, and we are literally spoilt for choice, confusingly so, as to what's good, what's not, and it's such a personal component, a headphone, that finding the right one is exceptionally difficult. Now, I've heard, in fact, one of our showroom events, we had in here the Sennheiser reference headphone setup, which it costs around £50,000 from memory, an insane amount of money. But when you listen to that whole complete synergy that that system gives you, you can start to get a flavour for why it costs so much. It's maybe not worth that amount of money in reality, but I guess if money is no object, then there is no obstacle to purchase. However, we're looking at something that probably for most people is within the realms of affordability if this is your hobby and something you're passionate about. So as I've said, this is completely saturated. All the main headphone manufacturers have a product in this price category, and I've spent time listening to the majority of these. And for me, there was a number of things that won this. So the winner in this category is the Mark Levinson 5909 headphones. Now, there's lots of great reviews. You can just type in Mark Levinson 5909 reviews in Google and you'll be spoilt for choice of what you can read. It's got a What HiFi 5-star award. But here's some of the things I love about them. Firstly, they are incredibly comfortable. You don't really feel you're wearing them. They've got a proper leather headband. I love the anodized metalwork that's on these in terms of aesthetics. They look great. Some features, it's probably got the best noise cancelling system that I've heard. When I put them on, it can literally it closes off all the background noise better than any other headphone that I've tried. It uses 4 microphones, which also means that it'll pick up things like wind noise. It's very cleverly engineered, so even if you're outside using these, in an outdoor environment, or even if you're using them and you're making a phone call, these 4 microphones will mean that you hear the call more clearly, but also who you're talking to will hear you more clearly as well. So that's just one feature, not hi-fi related, but I guess a general use aspect of them. The drivers are beryllium coated, and you can just tell there's a very clever piece of engineering gone into this. They're beautifully made. I think the listening time is around 30 hours on a full charge, and even a 6-minute charge will be enough to give you 30 minutes of listening time. They are one of the best in terms of not needing charged headphones, but the most important aspect is how they sound. There's a level of clarity without brightness that they give, and I know without mentioning some other branded headphones very well known, they can err on the side of being too bright, which makes listening fatiguing. I've never experienced that with these. I've generally used them perhaps more in a mobile setup where I'm using my iPhone, streaming via Bluetooth to these from Qobuz or Tidal or something like that. I've done then comparisons with other headphones at a similar price. Without question, I always want to go back to the Mark Levinsons. The bass response is better in terms of extension and control. The high frequencies again are very detailed with incredible texture, but they're never bright and they are exceptionally musical and engaging. So quite honestly, this is a very easy win for these and a well-deserved win. And again, kudos to Mark Levinson for designing such a great headphone. And in this category, under £1,500, I think at the price point they are a must listen. So if you are even considering a brand new pair of headphones, these should be really high on your short list. And yeah, I've just love using the pair that I own myself. So congratulations, well earned and well deserved. we come to our final award, which is an overall award winner. It's what we consider to be, of all the products that we have tested this year, the best product 2023. And this probably won't come as a great surprise to those of you that follow us on YouTube. And it goes to the Eversolo DMP A8, which was launched in December, and it is frankly just, it's taking the world by storm, literally. Every review that comes out is exceptional. There's a new StereoNet review where it picks up their Applause Award, again another Applause Award. But for us, it is just such a standout product for the price that it is. This new AKM Velvet chipset is fantastic, and that again shouldn't be understated. We gave it the award for the best streamer up to £3,000. It probably even competes beyond that price point. There is nothing about this device that isn't standout. The engineering is brilliant. The implication, so the application of all the components are completely standout. The quality of internal engineering is standout. The performance, literally, sonically, is completely standout. If someone was to ask me to recommend them a streamer right now, this would be the first recommendation that I would make without hesitation. We've had numerous questions about asking us how does it compare to this device, that device. Some we haven't heard, but in the ones where we have heard, for me this is very much a clear winner. Someone asked about the Audiolab 9000, which is a great device on itself, which is essentially a lumen inside, which you may recall from our previous video, but this is better, no question. It is definitely better. Even the R2R preamp, analog preamp, is worthy of a mention because it's exceptionally good. It can give you up to 10 decibels of additional gain in the settings if that's what you require. If you've got a source device with a low voltage output and it needs a boost, this can do it for you. It's got the built-in digital filters, it's got built-in EQ. You can tune this device to sound precisely how you want it to sound. And that level of flexibility means that all the power and control is in your hands as the end user. You can get this to perform precisely to your own personal taste. And let's be honest, hi-fi components are seasoned to taste. We like different things as individuals. As human beings, we embrace our own individual uniqueness that makes us and it makes you who you are. This device makes that part exceptionally easy. So you can tell I've got a huge amount of enthusiasm for this. It is just fantastic, and for us it has been the standout component of last year. Nothing has surprised us more, and in fact we will be exhibiting Eversolo at the Bristol HiFi show. So if you've had a hankering to listen to one of these, come along to the show. We will have it on display. Again, I'll bring up the details of the Bristol show, and I'll also in the description below put our room number where you can find us and the products that we will be exhibiting at the Bristol show. There is going to be a Bristol show edition of our YouTube video, and that'll either be next week or the week after, where we will outline precisely what we're doing, how you can find us, what you can listen to, the components that we will have in there, why they will be in this room, and welcome it. And we hope that you can manage along and come and meet us. And also there will be manufacturer representation in our room from Electrcompaniet and also from Revival Audio, who will be on hand to directly answer your questions that you might have about the amazing products they represent. However, the Eversolo DMP A8, it is so good that the award doesn't really do it justice. So I've got to congratulate Eversolo. Their whole product portfolio, the R&D, they just deal exclusively in this type of component, which is why, whilst other manufacturers think, oh, we must put a streamer in there because that gives us synergy in the range, this proves that where you've got dedicated R&D and expertise in one field, particularly in the case of streaming, then it absolutely shows when you produce a product as good as the DMP A8 actually is. So congratulations. hugely well deserved, and another easy win for the Eversolo DMP A8, our overall product of the year 2023. Okay, we've reached the end, and I'm sure I can see some, what's the word I'm looking for, relieved expressions from you as regards our awards. I know it was 3 episodes, it was worthy of that to really go into the products that we feel are the best currently that you can buy. I hope you've enjoyed this particular series, and if you have, I've got a very small favour to ask of you, and that is please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means such a great deal to myself and the team of people we have here at Elite Audio. We truly appreciate the fact you're watching our videos and commenting on them. It matters to us, and our commitment to you by subscribing is that we will continue and endeavour to produce the best video content we can. We've got some really exciting new things planned for our video content this year, so please subscribe. That means you'll never miss an episode, and it means that I get to continue to talk to you passionately and enthusiastically as I am about our products and our business, and most importantly about sharing those experiences with you directly, which I feel is an absolute privilege to do. So thank you so much for your support and watching and your questions. If you want to message me directly about any aspect of your own system you want advice on, I will reply to every single email. This is my email address, so please make a note of it. You can message me anytime. I will give you unbiased advice on anything, and hopefully if you feel that is something you need, please do not hesitate to get in touch. And as always, I want to wish you all a great week listening to music. It is a fantastic hobby that we are all clearly passionate about and striving to find the best way to enhance our musical enjoyment. So until next week's video, please take care. Thank you so much for watching this week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.